Jagriti Yatra, world's largest entrepreneurship train journey. 15 days, 8,000 kilometers and 525 participants on board. We pause at remarkable locations to meet real-life superheroes. SRP Superheroes brought to you by Jagriti Yatra and an investor education and awareness initiative of HDFC Mutual Fund. For more than 4 decades across some of India's most underserved villages, a quiet transformation has been unfolding, built on dignity, participation and trust. What started as a small community-led efforts around water, sanitation and housing grew into a movement. Step by step, year after year, lives changed through collective, consistent efforts. As the Jagriti Yatra train arrives at Brahmapur, we hear from the superhero himself as he shares his journey of impact.
We are here at Gram Vikas today and it's wonderful to have you, Liby, and thanks to Gram Vikas for hosting us here. When the whole initiative was started, almost 50 years back, and what inspired the founding team or the founders to take that very first step?
Founding team of Gram Vikas were a group of university students from what was then Madras University. In the early 70s, close to 25 years of free India. And this group of people, led by Joe, so they're already done a bit of relief and rehabilitation. And by the time they came to Odisha, to Mahuda, they had realized that sustained change requires building. It is not just responding. The application of first principles in terms of what is the root cause and what needs to be addressed, and rather than reacting to an immediate symptom. I think that is what helped us build this institution and has kept us grounded but at the same time relevant.
Yeah, great. And can you share, Libby, any moment of challenge for Gram Vikas and how you navigated the challenge?
99 we had the super cyclone. The first one on 18th of October hit Mahuda. We were in the eye of the storm. So this campus, villages around here were severely affected. Before we could get a hang of what happened, the second cyclone hit. Officially 10,000 people died. In our case, it took us a year and a half to realize that we should stop asking for rehabilitation. And I think that was one lesson also we learned out of that challenge, that development is the only disaster preparedness you can do. There has to be infrastructure, community institutions, the financial mechanisms, which is normally what we mean by development.
Maybe there has been a consistent effort for the last 50 years and something can only be built by consistency, right? So I want you to talk a bit about that. How do you see your consistency over the years now, creating a impact on the local community?
There is a consistency that you require in values and fundamental approach. And then there is periodic consistency you need in terms of the solution. It is not consistent solution making of one kind. I remember in 2017 when I came back to Gram Vikas, I spent a month traveling to the villages where I had worked in early 2000s, where drinking water, running water, tap water was running, sanitation, basic services were all functioning. So I asked the young people, what do you want? In the village, they were talking about wells drying up or not sufficient water for agriculture. Young people, 4G.
Achha.
This is in 2017 in a slightly remote village. They said, बगल वाले गांव में इंटरनेट चलता है, हमारे गांव में नहीं चलता है. I came back and I laughed when I met my senior management team. I said, ये क्या जमाना है? खेती के लिए पानी नहीं है, स्कूल अभी भी चलता है लेकिन फूड इनसिक्योरिटी है, और बच्चे लोग बोलते हैं कि 4G. I laughed. I made fun of it. But then I realized I have no right to make fun of it because it's a very different group of people that I am not able to connect to because I never had the background for that. So this is, back to your question of consistency is also about changing. Consistency doesn't mean you don't change. It's not unchange. Consistency is about being able to remain relevant by changing as needed.
Okay. Who holds the ownership of the place?
We are part of the place, but the place do not belong to us.
Okay.
The place owners are the people. And when I said first principle is that community owns, community manages, it's their problem, they solve. The fundamental principle is that we are enablers. We are one step behind. Our job is not to solve the problem for the community.
Okay.
Our job is to enable communities to solve what they think is their problem.
So one last question, Libby, is that any advice to these young yatris and entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, uh, because all of them want to get on their own journey of creating impact, taking small steps. So what would be your advice to them?
Please make sure that you are solving the problem and not just the symptom, because it's very often very easy for us on a day-to-day basis to mistake one for the other. I have fever. It's not the problem.
Yeah.
The problem could be I have an infection somewhere. But if I solve only for the fever, I'm not going to solve the problem. Second is curiosity. Never stop asking questions. Never stop seeking improvement.
Yeah.
Because there is no end to it.
Yeah.
And some things have to be left open.
Yeah.
SRP Superheroes brought to you by Jagriti Yatra and an investor education and awareness initiative of HDFC Mutual Fund. Like Gram Vikas' 4-decade journey of transforming rural communities, big journeys never start big. They start with one step, repeated consistently. Small actions, steady efforts, and a long-term commitment. This is what transforms lives. This is what builds future. This is what SIP stands for. Start small, stay consistent, grow with purpose. Because consistency is the real superpower. When life itself is like an SIP, why not have an SIP for life as well? SRP Superheroes brought to you by Jagriti Yatra and an investor education and awareness initiative of HDFC Mutual Fund. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.